What's going on, you guys? It's Ant, and today I'm back with another video. Finally, the NBA regular season is over. Finally, after 82 long games for each team, the season is finally over. I'm going to do the play-in tournament predictions today because the play-in starts tomorrow. I believe it's the 7th and 8th seeds, if I'm not mistaken, going up first. So tomorrow it will be obviously the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks, and then the Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm excited. Obviously, we're not going to get into those first. I think I'm going to talk about the 9 versus 10 seed first, and then we're going to get into the 7 versus 8. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Hopefully this playoffs for the Lakers is going to go well because I'm obviously a LeBron fan. But who knows? We might get bounced out of the first round. That's probably what is going to happen, to be honest with you. I'm being for real. But I at least want to see the Lakers make the playoffs, and hopefully they make the 7th seed. But we'll get into that in a second. Let's go ahead and get to the 9 versus 10 seeded games. We're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls versus the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors have home court advantage in this game. It's going to be a close one. I've been going back and forth with this one, to be honest with you. I can see the Bulls win, and I can obviously see Toronto win. They have home court advantage in this instance. It's tough. I mean, we really have to see DeMar DeRozan play at a high level because obviously in the playoffs, DeMar DeRozan kind of takes a step down. LaVine, we haven't really seen much from LaVine when it comes to playoff transformation to be able to play well, not only in the regular season but also in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Toronto right now just because, you know, Pascal Siakam is probably going to have a very good game. Fred VanVleet has been really off this season. He's been shooting really bad from the field. He's like pretty much been like had a huge drop, especially when it comes like compared to last year. You saw how he played last year. He played at such a high level last year, and this year he's playing awful. He's shot the ball terribly this season, but. I think that the Toronto Raptors will move on. I think they win. I think the home court advantage will play a big factor. I think Zach LaVine will have to play great, and also DeMar DeRozan will have to play stellar. He can't have those those usual playoff moments that he has. You know, with DeMar DeRozan, he's definitely not a very good playoff performer. We've seen it in the past. This is a big moment for him. I'm not saying that he will play bad. He could have a very good game, but I'm gonna go with Toronto Raptors pulling out the victory, and moving on to face whoever loses between the 7th and 8th seed, which is either Miami Heat or the Atlanta Hawks. Next game, 9 versus 10. The Oklahoma City Thunder versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Obviously, the Pelicans have home court advantage in this. No Zion, but I feel like that doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the Pelicans to win. They have CJ McCollum. They have Brandon Ingram, who has shown to play well in a playoff type environment, and the home court advantage is a big time advantage for the Pelicans. The Pelicans' home court is very good. Like, they play very well, and the crowd gets really, really rampant when it comes to this Pelican squad. This Pelican squad, man, they are very dangerous, and I think that they will if they make it, you know, if they win this game and then they face whoever between the Lakers and the Timberwolves, I think they'd be a very dangerous team in the playoffs, a very dangerous 8th seed. I don't know what the progress is on Zion. I don't know if he's going to be able to play for any of the playoffs, even if they make it past not only this game, but whoever they play the losers of in the 7 versus 8. But, man, imagine they had Zion. That is dangerous. That is extreme. Like, bro, I don't think anybody wants to play that team, to be honest with you. By the way, if you hear rain, it's raining outside, obviously. I'm going to go with the Pelicans. I think Shai, I don't think he's going to be able to... He pretty much is like the only true star on that team, on that Oklahoma City team. Obviously, they got like Jalen Williams, who has been playing very well. They have a lot of really good shooters. But overall, I think that the firepower of CJ McCollum, you have obviously Brandon Ingram. I like guys like Jose Alvarado. I like Jonas Valanciunas. I think that team is just a better overall team than Oklahoma City. And I think Oklahoma City, they already surpassed expectations for this season. They deserve a lot of credit. They played very well this season, so credit to them. But I think that the Pelicans beat the the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that is the end for the Oklahoma City Thunder for the season. Now let's get into the 7th versus 8th seeded teams. Let's start with the Eastern Conference. The Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks. Obviously, Miami Heat have the home court advantage, and I got Miami Heat first and foremost. I think that they are a better team. Obviously, I think they have the best player in the series. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I like Jimmy Butler over Trae Young, especially at this very moment. Especially when it comes to how he plays in the playoffs and plays in big-time moments. We've seen Jimmy Butler show up and show out, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think Bam Adebayo has to have a great game as well, too, in order for them to surpass the Atlanta Hawks. Obviously, Atlanta Hawks had a little bit of a disappointing season this year. I think I predicted them to be a top 6 seed. They ended up being, I believe, the 8th seed, which is not terrible. I mean, that's pretty much they made the playoffs, but yeah, I'm just not really, I don't think that they're going to be able to beat the Miami Heat just because Miami Heat have a lot of experience under their belts. You know, Jimmy Butler has been in big moments in the playoffs. You have Bam Adebayo, who has been in big-time moments, too, making it to the finals. Obviously, this is DeJounte Murray's biggest kind of test in a way because DeJounte, he played for, obviously, San Antonio, and they made the playoffs a handful of times, but this is the time where he's the number 2 guy, and, let's see how he lives in the moments. Let's see how well he plays, because he's obviously a great defender. I'm assuming he's going to be guarding Jimmy Butler. He will have to do very well against Jimmy Butler for them to probably win, but I got Miami Heat. I think they will be the 7th seed, and they will play, I believe, the Boston Celtics in the first round. I believe that Jimmy Butler, just because I think Jimmy Butler, when it comes to the playoffs, man, he just turns into an animal. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I wouldn't bet against Jimmy Butler, especially in this first playing game, and I think they win. And let's talk about the Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now this is interesting because Minnesota, they literally just stated that Rudy Gobert is not going to be playing in this game. He got suspended because obviously of the fight between him and Kyle Anderson. He got suspended for obviously this game, which is definitely a terrible time to get suspended. Why would you have a fight in the final game of the season when you're in the literal play-in and it's do or die for you? I mean, it's not do or die but you have 2 games, to play. You know what I mean? Unless they want, they rest them for this game, and then if they lose, then they can go up against the. But do you want to play the Pelicans? Do you want to play the Pelicans, bro? I feel like the Pelicans will be hot, and they can possibly beat them. I got the Lakers, by the way. I think the Lakers are going to win. I hope that they win. Anthony Davis needs to show up just like how he did when they played up against them back. It was about a week ago, last weekend, I believe. And he has to have a stellar game. Obviously, LeBron has to have a great game as well. All the role players have to come in. Austin Reeves needs to play at a high level. We got to see D'Lo have a great game as well. We have to have the whole team play at an extremely high level to get past this team because Minnesota's still a very good team even without Rudy Gobert. They got Karl-Anthony Towns. They have Anthony Edwards. They don't have Jaden McDaniels, which is good for Lakers because Jaden McDaniels broke his hand punching the wall. So everything is going wrong for the Timberwolves. So the Lakers need it. They better capitalize and beat this team. They better win because there's no way you have Jaden McDaniels who did a very good job against LeBron, defensively, and now he's no longer going to be part of the game. And you got Rudy Gobert, obviously a very good inside defender. Now you don't have that anymore. Now you just have to worry about Karl-Anthony Towns. The Lakers need to beat, especially at home in Crypto.com Arena, should be called the Staples Center. I don't know why the hell they changed the name, by the way. And I hope that the Lakers win. Listen, I don't mind them being the 8th seed because, I think that they can beat the Nuggets too, but I'd rather them face the Grizzlies. I really do. And I don't want them to, especially a team as good as the Pelicans, man. That team can definitely... I don't want to go up against that Pelican squad, man. I really don't. I hope the Lakers, they need to win this game, but I'm going to pick them to win. I think they win. I think LeBron has a really good game, and I think AD should have a really good game, especially when there's no Rudy Gobert anymore. You just got to worry about Karl-Anthony Towns. Come on, bro. You have to play well. You're at home. It's time for you to play well. So we'll see what happens with that. Now let's get into obviously the losers of the first of the 7th versus 8th seed going up against the winners of the 9th versus 10th seed. We have, I believe, okay, so the Western Conference. Actually, I'll start with the Eastern Conference. Who did I pick? I picked Toronto, and I picked, obviously, the loser will be then the Atlanta Hawks. This is tough. This is really tough. I don't know. I can see an upset, but I'm going to pick Atlanta. I think Atlanta will be the 8th seed for the 2nd year in a row. Man, dude, I really don't. Nah, bro, I can't, dude. I can see Atlanta lose this for some reason, though. I can definitely see an upset. I guess you can consider this an upset, even though I believe that the teams are pretty even. I think they're both evenly matched up pretty well. I don't think one team is a lot better than the other. I think that Trae Young is the best. I think he's the best player on the court. I mean, Pascal definitely makes a case for sure because Pascal is very good and he had a very good first half of the season, but. Man, I think the Atlanta Hawks, they squeeze by. They're at home. And that's one of the main reasons why I think they're going to win. I think the home court advantage definitely gives them a huge edge. And I think that they move on. Trae Young better not have one of those stinkers. Because remember, he kind of shit the bed against the Miami Heat last season. His playoff performance was awful, terrible. So hopefully, for the Atlanta Hawks, they get past this Toronto Raptors team because that's going to be really tough. That's going to be a tough game. That's going to be very tough. I'm going to go right into the final game, which is the Western Conference. Pretty much going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Pelicans. I don't know. Part of me wants to say the Pelicans, but I'm going to go Timberwolves. I think Timberwolves have a better team. Now that they will have I believe they will have Rudy Gobert back. They won't have Jaden McDaniels. He'll be out for at least a month with this injury. Very stupid of him to do that, by the way. Bro, listen, bro. You got to relax. I understand tensions are high, but you need to relax. I mean, at this point, you can't do anything anymore because he's out. He can't play. I think Minnesota wins. I think Anthony Edwards is going to play very well. Because Anthony Edwards has really shown early on that he plays very well in the playoffs. He had a really good playoff series against the Memphis Grizzlies. He had a very, very good playoff series. I think he's going to just take it to another level against this team. I think he's going to have a very good game. Towns Cat has to have a very good game as well. And Gobert's back. You have your center. And I think they win. I think they make it out, and they are going to be the 8th seed, and they will play the Denver Nuggets, and they will probably lose that series in about 5 games, I'm assuming. 5 or 6, around there. Depending... Jokic has to have a great fucking series, but you got Rudy Gobert going up against you. That's going to be tough, even though I think that Jokic will play well in that series. But, so the 1 versus 8 seed will be the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. And you have the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Lakers. Then I have, obviously, in the Eastern Conference, the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks going up against the Atlanta Hawks, which is the Eastern Conference Finals rematch of 2 years ago. And then you have the 2-seeded, I believe it's the Celtics, versus the 7-seeded Miami Heat. That's going to be a very interesting series. The rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. So there you go. Very interesting matchups there. And after the play-in is over, I'm going to have a predictions video for the regular playoffs, and I'm going to try and predict everything. I'm going to go through every series, who I believe is going to face who, and that will be it for the predictions. I'll probably try and get videos out throughout the playoffs because I'm very excited for this playoff. Just everything that's going on with the playoffs, man. I'm excited for the NBA playoffs, man. I can't wait because it's very unpredictable. But I'll see you guys soon with another video. And yeah, peace.